Welcome to American Dream TV, your go-to source for all things lifestyle in your city. I'm your host, Amanda Howard, and today I have a very special episode planned for you. We're about to embark on an enchanting journey through Huntsville's hidden gem, which is amazing to realize that this magnificent site encompasses 167 acres overlooking the city with a historic mansion that has stood the test of time for over 6 decades. We'll explore every nook and cranny and hold your breath for the grand finale, the view. So dear viewers, let's not take any more time. Let's go meet our historian and tour guide. Stephanie, Dr. Burritt's home defies modern architecture.
It does.
And this place is just incredible. Can you tell me a little bit maybe about the thoughts behind why he decided to build his mansion in this manner?
So with the X shape of this mansion, you could get 3 walls of windows, as you can see in here. So lots of natural light comes in. And of course, in the 30s, you didn't have air conditioning. So you would situate the house like he did, closest to the bluff, and you could open up the windows and get that cross ventilation breeze. So all of those natural elements were important to Dr. Burritt.
What's so interesting to me was that he used so many recycled materials and that he was taking materials and salvaging them and using them. Can you share a little bit more about that?
I think that aspect comes from Dr. Burritt being pretty frugal, but it's still a really neat aspect to the house. So of course this is the second house that he built at the height of the Depression. So being frugal, he was trying to go and get as much material as he could for free, and houses were being demolished and remodeled. So he just took that opportunity and put them into this house.
Leslie, share with me a little about the impact and the history of the Rosenwald School.
Julius Rosenwald was a second-generation Jewish immigrant, and he met Booker T. Washington. Of course, he was with the Tuskegee Institute. They met each other and became fast friends. They both believed in giving a hand up and not a hand out. And so Booker T. Washington showed Julius Rosenwald some of the deplorable conditions of African American schools and convinced him to build 5 schools in the state of Alabama to test this. And they were very successful. So the 5 schools became 5,000 schools in 12 southern states.
That's incredible. What an impact that they made.
It really was a huge impact, and a lot of the students became sort of the first people involved with the civil rights movement. So there were a lot of very prominent people that attended.
Hello, Beth.
Hello.
I was told that you are one of the craftswomen that are able to show us how you do some of these things from the 1800s that I would have never learned at school, but what are you doing here now?
So this is a drop spindle, and I'm actually taking washed wool and spinning it into thread. It was one of the few ways that women in the 1800s could support themselves financially. And that is where the term spinster comes from, because they didn't necessarily need a husband. They could make their own money spinning their yarn and selling it. This I would use to knit something like this, a shawl or rags, depending, you could knit wash rags, you could knit a sweater.
This was such a fun day, and that's why I'm so glad that you all came out.
Thank you for inviting us, Amanda.
Absolutely.
This is such a rare thing.
They don't do this every evening. They only do it on Wednesdays during the seasons that it's comfortable.
And some of the programs, Amanda, what are some of the programs that you've learned about today?
Well, I learned a lot about it, the folk art classes and the things that they were training with, or not training, but they're showing the kids.
Right.
And so they'll have field trips and they get to show them how to spin and taking it literally from sheep to shawl.
That's awesome.
And then they showed how to knit. And so, I mean, they just did so many neat things, including blacksmithing and welding. They have classes for that here, how to make some stained glass.
That's so neat.
I mean, it's so awesome.
Thank you for joining me at the beautiful Bird on the Mountain here in Huntsville, Alabama. Until next time, keep dreaming big, exploring new horizons, and living your American dream.